Alright, the directions say, analyze the transformations. So you should be thinking of the letters A, B, C, and D. So this is very good for us, kind of like a test review. Of the basic functions, then answer each question and justify your reasoning. So if I go down to C, it says which of these functions has a greater input for the given value? This one says f of x, and it looks like this function. Let's see if you know it. On the count of 3, I want you to say the name of this function. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Cubic.
Good. This is a cubic function, right? It's an odd degree, starts down, ends up, just like linear. Okay? Now, look over here. This one is saying g of x, okay? My oldest daughter looks like my younger daughter, but some different variations. And there's transformations in here. Well, if you forgot the transformations, that is okay, because you can have a formula sheet. This wonderful formula sheet that we've done in class can tell me the transformations. Look at that. I can just line it up. Do you see that? Remember the questions I used to ask you? Inside, outside, A, B, C, or D. What does it do? Class, inside or outside? Outside, A, B, C, or D? The A value is greater than 1, so you have a vertical stretch of 3. Let's write that. Vertical stretch of 3. Okay, pay attention now. If I use my formula sheet and I've lined it up, you see it? This 5 here is not negative 5. The formula has a minus sign, so if you get tempted, just cover up the negatives, cover up the negative. Your C value is equal to what? Your C value is equal to 5. Now you can just go to your formula sheet and interpret. 5 is greater than 0, so that basically means we're going to go toward the right 5 units. 5 right. And then the last one you have there, class, is that on the inside or outside? A, B, C, or D? So it's the D value. D value is 1. If I look down here, D is greater than 0, so vertical shift up. This means up 1 unit. Let's apply the transformations. I'm first going to go left to right. So if I go right 5 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. It's going to look something like this. So that's the purple one. The red one says move it up now 1 unit. So now that looks like this. And then the green one says you stretch it. So you kind of just, it gets skinnier. I shouldn't use green. So something like this. Now pay attention. Which function has the greater input? Input is x values for a given y value. Okay, so here's the question. Let me underline. Which function has a greater input? This is the question. This kind of tells you details for a given y output. So if I put my pen here as the output value, let's say I stop here. Light green, dark green. Which one has a greater x value? 1 or like 5? The dark green one, right? That's 5. This is say I stop over here at -1. This one is like x equals -1. This would be like x equals, I don't know, 4. Which one's bigger, -1 or 4? So in this case, it's kind of like which one is furthest to the right? And which one is that? Is that f of x or g of x? G of x. This one has a greater a greater input or greater x values for a given y value. Why? Because it tells you it's shifted right. Shifted right 5 units.